भगवानुवाच सुदुर्दर्शमिदं रूपं दृष्टवानसि यन्मम देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः नाहं वेदैर्न तपसा न दानेन न चेज्यया शक्य एवं विधो द्रष्टुं दृष्टवानसि मां यथा भक्त्या त्वनन्यया शक्यः अहमेवं विधोऽर्जुन ज्ञातुं द्रष्टुं च तत्त्वेन प्रवेष्टुं च परन्तप मत्कर्म कृन्मत्परमो मद्भक्तः सङ्गवर्जितः निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु यः स मामेति पाण्डव। ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे विश्वरूपदर्शनयोगो नाम एकादशोऽध्यायः। अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः भक्तियोगः। अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते अचित्यो कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवं सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासाद् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते। कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागाच्छान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्षः उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धानामत्परमाः भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्तियोगो नाम 12 अथ 13 क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः। क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत। क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम तत्क्षेत्रं यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु। ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः महाभूतान्यहङ्कारो बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः इच्छाद्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः। एतत्क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम् अमानित्वमदम्भित्वम् अहिंसाक्षान्तिरार्जवम् आचार्योपासनं शौचं स्थैर्यमात्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु योगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जनसंसदि अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वम् तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतज्ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यदतोऽन्यथा ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वामृतमश्नुते अनादिमत्परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्नासदुच्यते सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखम् सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति सर्वेन्द्रियगुणाभासं सर्वेन्द्रियविवर्जितम् असक्तं सर्वभृच्चैव निर्गुणं गुणभोक्तृ च बहिरन्तश्च भूतानाम् अचरं चरमेव च सूक्ष्मत्वात् तदविज्ञेयम् दूरस्थं चान्तिके च तत् अविभक्तं च भूतेषु विभक्तमिव च स्थितं भूतभर्तृ च तज्ज्ञेयं ग्रसिष्णुप्रभविष्णु च ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः तमसः परमुच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम् इति क्षेत्रं तथा ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं चोक्तं समासतः मद्भक्त एतद्विज्ञाय मद्भावायोपपद्यते प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव विध्यनादि उभावपि विकारांश्च गुणांश्चैव विद्धि प्रकृतिसम्भवान् कार्यकरणकर्तृत्वे हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते पुरुषः दुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गोऽस्य सदसद्योनिजन्मसु उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः य एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयोऽभिजायते ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना अन्ये साङ्ख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे अन्ये त्वेवमजानन्तः श्रुत्वान्येभ्य उपासते तेऽपि चातितरन्त्येव मृत्युं श्रुतिपरायणाः यावत् सञ्जायते किञ्चित् सत्त्वं स्थावरजङ्गमम् क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञसंयोगात् तद्विद्धि भरतर्षभ सर्वेषु भूतेषु तिष्ठन्तं परमेश्वरं विनश्यत्स्व विनश्यन्तं यः पश्यति स पश्यति समं पश्यन् हि सर्वत्र समवस्थितमीश्वरं न हि नस्त्यात्मनात्मानं ततो याति परां गतिं प्रकृत्यैव च कर्माणि क्रियमाणानि सर्वशः यः पश्यति तथात्मानम् अकर्तारं स पश्यति यदा भूतपृथग्भावम् एकस्थमनुपश्यति तत एव च विस्तारं ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा अनादित्वान्निर्गुणत्वात् परमात्मायमव्ययः शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय न करोति न लिप्यते यथा सर्वगतं सौक्ष्म्याद् आकाशं नोपलिप्यते सर्वत्रावस्थितो देहे तथात्मानोपलिप्यते यथा प्रकाशयत्येकः कृत्स्नं लोकमिमं रविः क्षेत्रं क्षेत्री तथा कृत्स्नं प्रकाशयति भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोरेवम् अन्तरं ज्ञानचक्षुषा भूतप्रकृतिमोक्षं च ये विदुर्यान्ति ते परम्। ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगो नाम त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः। अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः गुणत्रयविभागयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम् यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे परां सिद्धिमितो गताः इदं ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य मम साधर्म्यमागताः सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम् सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिः अहं बीजप्रदः पिता सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति गुणा प्रकृतिसम्भवाः निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो देहे देहिनमव्ययम् तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमनामयम् सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम् तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः तन्निबध्नाति भारत सत्त्वं सुखे सञ्जयति रजः कर्मणि भारत ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः प्रमादे सञ्जयत्युत रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा द्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन् प्रकाश उपजायते ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्याद् विवृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत लोभप्रवृत्तिरारम्भः कर्मणामशमस्पृहा रजस्येतानि जायन्ते विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ अप्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च प्रमादो मोह एव च तमस्येतानि जायन्ते विवृद्धे कुरु नन्दन यदा सत्त्वे प्रवृद्धे तु प्रलयं याति देहभृत् तदोत्तमविदां लोकान् अमलान् प्रतिपद्यते रजसि प्रलयं गत्वा कर्मसङ्गिषु जायते तथा प्रलीनस्तमसि मूढयोनिषु जायते कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम् अज्ञानं तमसः फलं सत्त्वात् संजायते ज्ञानं रजसो लोभ एव च प्रमादमोहौ तमसो भवतो ज्ञानमेव च ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्थाः मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्थाः अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति गुणानेतानतीत्यत्रीन् देही देहसमुद्भवान् जरा दुःखैः विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते अर्जुन उवाच कैर्लिङ्गैस्त्रीन् गुणानेतान् अतीतो भवति प्रभो किमाचारः कथं चैतान् त्रीन् गुणानतिवर्तते श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च मोहमेव च पाण्डव न द्वेष्टि सम्प्रवृत्तानि न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति उदासीनवदासीनो गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते गुणावर्तन्त इत्येव योऽवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते मां च यो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः।
Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyam Hari Om Upasakanam Yadupasaniyam Upattavasam Vatashakhimulem Taddhama Dakshinyajusha-svamurtyam Jagartu chitte mama bodharupam Adraksham akshina dayanidhanam Acharyamadhyam vatamulabhage Maunena mandasmita bhushitena Maharshilokasya tamonudantam Vidravita sheshatamo ganena Mudra visheshena muhurmuninam Nirasya mayam dayaya vidhatte devo mahanim Tattvamasiti bodham Mamadya devo vatamulapasi Kripa visheshat krita sannidhanaham Omkara rupam upadishya vidyam avidyagadvantam apakarotu Apara satchit sukhavari rashehim Yasyormimatram bhuvanam samastam Guhahitam tam ramanam gabhiram chinta vihinam hridi chintayami Deham rinmayavajjadatmakamaham buddhirna tasyastyato Naham tattadabhava supti samaye siddhatma sadbhavatah Koham bhavayutah kuto varadhiya drishtvatmanishtatmanam Soham spurtitaya arunachala shiva purno vibhati swayam Shrutyartha gocharam vande vachyarthanava gocharam Lakshyartha vapusham vande Shankaram deshikam gurum Yontah pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakila shaktidharaswadhamnam Anyam shahasta charana shravanatvagadinum Pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam Parthasarati rupena Shravayitva shubham giram parthasyartiharo devaham Kripamurti sapatunaham We are in the 4th chapter. Here Bhagavan is expounding so many kind of yajnas. All these yajnas are a kind of tapasya that we take, austerity to purify ourselves. Yaj, that dhatu has the meaning to give up, sacrifice. So, we spoke about first, Bhagavan spoke about Brahma Yajna. That is the highest. It is the goal. Then to attain that state, many other yajnas were elaborated. Daiva Yajna, then Samyama, Indriya Samyama Yajna, and Atma Samyama Yajna. That is the last we saw. To do tapasya itself is a great yajna. Everyone need to do tapasya. It is not simply for some Maharshis or some monks. It is for everyone. Even for worldly achievement, some kind of tapasya is needed. And our children are all doing so much tapasya to study. They go to some other country and study so many years. It is also a kind of tapasya for some worldly achievement. The same energy is utilized to lift yourself. There are many definitions for tapas. Very often, Shankaracharya defines it as concentration. Your purpose, goal, and for that, with great concentration, you use your body, senses, mind, everything. Manasasya Indriyanam cha aikagryam paramam tapaha. Mind also contemplates on that. See, you take a small idea. This is what Swami Vivekananda very beautifully, very well known description of education, which he says. What is the education? He says, you take one small idea and day and night live for it. Think about it, meditate on it, utilize your every energy for that. You have more education than a person who has swallowed an entire library. A simple idea, something that is what we call Swadharma. Many people ask, how will we find Swadharma? It's a very common question. Because people confuse Swadharma means Varnashrama Dharma. Now that is very difficult if you say like that. So Swadharma means naturally you will find it out. A little bit of attention towards yourself. Whatever noble thing which ennobles you, which energizes you, which takes you towards spiritual upliftment, that you can do. Don't imitate anybody. He is doing japa, I will also do japa only. Sometimes it will not work. For you, perhaps you can serve. Sometimes you can do Shastra Adhyayana. Sometimes you can go and do propagation. That becomes your tapasya. So, Swadharma can be found. You will be working in a farm. That also can become a tapasya. It can become a spiritual practice. There was one devotee of Panduranga, very well known story. Panduranga was, he used to go to his farm to see him because he is singing, "Hey Vittala, you have become this vegetable, that fruit, this plant, everything." So for him, his work in the farm, in the garden, that became his tapasya. So anything can become your swadharma. Swadharma you have to find out. That is also, that is real initiation. When we say initiation, many kind of initiations are needed. One is mantra diksha. Then you have to find the knowledge, also you need initiation. Then after that, what should I do in my life? I am not talking about survival. That anything you can do. Something which will fulfill you. When you do that, you feel yourself full, whole. Only that will lift you, elevate you. Suppose one person is an artist. He wants to do painting or singing all his life. All the so-called well-meaning, advising elders will say, "What will you get by singing?" In these days, by singing, nobody can live. Many people told me also. In my younger days, they will say, "Mooka pidichindrunda enna kadakkum?" Usual usage thane. What will you get by reading spiritual books, doing japam, sadhana? And explicitly they will ask, who will feed you? Only thing is that. And now we are the best eating people. So there the person should have the guts to say, "I will only, even if I starve, I will only do this." Then the real flowering will happen. Entire cosmos will help him. If he will not compromise. So that is the secret, one secret which Bhagavan reveals. And when you do that, that is a yajna. Because when you do that, you are not doing it to earn money. When you do that, you are not doing it for name or fame. The very act, very swadharma is joy for you. Your joy, you are not waiting after completion. Always that gives you joy. See this satsang that we are doing here. It is not that someone has to organize and then we go and give talks there. No. Every day, wherever it is, this is the thing that will go. It doesn't even need mic. It doesn't need a hall, some organizers, nothing. Because that is our tapasya. That is our joy. Even whether it is a single person or like this 200 or 300, 400 people or 1,000 people, it's all same. Because the joy is not in the outer things, it is in you. And when you open it with the key of swadharma, that will come out. Paradharmo bhayavaha. Bhagavan said, by listening to the so-called elders or the well-meaning advisors, if you take to anything that does not suit with your nature, you will create conflict inside. It will harm you. This is why Bhagavan said, Paradharmo bhayavaha. This is very important. Unless a person is bold enough to do this, spirituality will not happen. The entire spiritual life is in that boldness, that dhairya. So by doing that, Swadharma as an offering to Bhagavan, your life becomes yajna. That is Brahma Karma Samadhi, which Bhagavan said. Then, there is another thing. Whatever may be you are doing in life, the instrument is your body, your senses, your mind, your ego. Kayena, Vacha, Manasa, Indriyirva, Buddhya, Atmanava, Prakritehe, Swabhavat. Everyone is acting with the body, with the senses, with the mind, with the intellect, with various capacities. Various capacities, and the vasana behind is also different. Everyone is having mobile. Sometimes most of us will be carrying the same mobile, but what it contains is different. And that reservoir is swabhava. Swabhava prakritehe swabhavat. So that is why everyone cannot do the same act. Joy will not come. Fulfillment will not come. So according to his prakriti, according to his swabhava, he has to find what yajna I should do. To find it, you need tapasya. Another kind of tapasya. That is, the senses should not disturb you, the mind should not disturb you. There should be a kind of great quietude in you, which is becoming more and more difficult by the so-called outburst of scientific inventions like mobile, like AI, computer, all these things. It is a great challenge now. A new kind of disturbance has come. Formerly, every sage they will say some Ramba, Urvashi, this person, man or woman, this problem is there. But now it is not that. Simply a dappa will do. So how you are going to handle that? That is a tapasya. That you have to find. You cannot live without it because every act is being done by, it is like the mind. You cannot live without the mind, but the mind is a problem also. So this is an extension of the mind and brain. Many good things are there. Satsanga also you can hear. You can have good, without even reading books you can hear. Very old people, many old people, they say that is like temple for us. If you have that bhava, that is very good. You have one maya. Suppose, see that I used to say, the mobile you always use for Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, listening, Bhagavad Katha, like that you are constantly using. Then the moment you see your mobile, tears flow. Like as if you are seeing Shalagrama or Shivalinga. Is it possible? Then it's okay. The moment you see your mobile, a divine bhava comes to you. Then you have won. Good idea. இல்லையா? நினைச்சு பாருங்க. ஒரு ஃபோட்டோ பார்த்தா வரதோ இல்லையோ அதே மாதிரி இது எடுத்தா நம்ம பாகவதம் கேட்குறோம், இது எடுத்தா கீதை கேட்குறோம், இது எடுத்தா நல்ல சத்சங்கம் இருக்கு. அப்போ சத்சங்கமும் அதுவும் அசோசியேட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். பாகவதம், கீதா, everything you have associated mobile with these divine things. Then the moment you see mobile, you are elevated. It is possible. Many people study Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, even Vedas, even Carnatic music, everything through this now. So, to transform this gadget from a harming thing to make it a staircase to moksham, if possible. If we can do that, that becomes a divine sacred thing. It is made of all plastic and iron, nothing special. It is in your bhava, how you utilize it. So anyhow, we have to put our body, mind in order. Senses in order. That is what Bhagavan said as tapasya. Shrotradini indriyani anye samyamagnishu juhvati. This anye means some sataka. But we are all belonging to all these categories. Samyama is needed for everyone. So the senses should be curbed, curtailed, put to order. Eating, seeing, hearing, everything. In Narada says to, Sanat Kumara tells Narada in Chandogya Upanishad, Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhi. When your ahara becomes pure, your spiritual element will wake up. That is Sattva Shuddhi. Your meditative power will wake up. Your power to listen to Satsanga will be very, very sharp. Your power to do japa will be very, very sharp. If your ahara is pure. Ahara means what? Of course food. But not simply this food which you take through the mouth alone. The food that you eat through the eyes, the food that you eat through the ears, the food that you eat, consume through the skin, all the senses, when you are able to make it pure. By discipline, that is samyama. Then, that is a tapasya. There also you are doing an yajna, that samyama awakens the fire, samyama agni. Then, when all senses are active, mind is active, things are coming inside, you have the knowledge that it is all divine. Isha vasyam idam sarvam. As we said, you can even make mobile look like a temple, provided you do a great yajna there. Then everything becomes divine. So when through the senses things are coming inside, you have the knowledge that nothing. See, you read Bhagavatam, from the beginning to end, there is a constant ring, constant tone that nothing exists other than the Atma. Nothing exists other than Achyuta. Nothing exists other than Govinda. Like that it comes. If you accept anything other than Bhagavan, your mind will become turbulent. Like the ship which has lost its hold, which is caught in a storm. Tato anyatha kinchana yad vivakshataha. Even if a little other you accept, udaramantaram kurute, pritak drishaha, the separation, Veda buddhi comes. Then what happens? Tatkirta rupanamabi, all thoughts, name, form. Na kutrachit, nowhere, kwapi. At whatever time you are not going to be free, always. Dusthita the buddhi, the intellect will not stay quiet. Like vatahatanauhu, like a raft caught in storm. So this is a ringing, constant ringing tone. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina. Everything is me. Everything is Atman. This knowledge is for divinizing everything. But you should remember, it is not for go and contact that person, or as Ramakrishna used to say the story, that one person took this knowledge and went to an elephant in rut, and that elephant threw him. He broke his bone. After that his guru went, what happened? Good upadesha. In the Madri upadesha inna edha irka? If you are going to give such upadesha, all bones will break. What happened? Is it? You said everything is Narayana. I thought elephant is also Narayana, but it threw me away. Then Guru asked him, did that Mahot say something to you? The one who is taking care of the elephant, did he say something to you? He said, go away, go away. Elephant is mad. Then you should have listened to him. No, he do not know. See, he is also Narayana, that you didn't remember. So that was a very clever answer. But the thing is, this knowledge is not for Vyavahara. This knowledge is for yoga. It is for your inner, not for outer. So when you think that this person is a bad person, your mind gets affected. But when you think that he is Narayana, your mind is calm. But you don't go and interact with him. That is why this knowledge is practiced with renunciation, not with Vyavahara. Because Vyavahara is there, you will get bound. So this knowledge you have for your own peace, not for outer interaction. So inwardly you carry this knowledge till it becomes a siddhi in you. In the sense, without effort, you feel like that this is all Bhagavan, everyone is that Atma, that Chaitanya. This bhava you cultivate inside you as a tapasya. Then whatever things comes inside you are all offered in that Jnana Agni. All the names and forms are removed and only the Satchidananda is recognized. Thus, by various kind of tapasya, Sarvani Indriya Karmani, all the sensory operations, Prana Karmani, all the movements of prana, hunger, thirst, it's all prana karma. Tomorrow we will know Ekadashi. Those who are following Ekadashi, that hunger, when it is awakened, that is prana karma. Prana karmani cha apare atma samyama yogagnau. Very beautiful term. Atma samyama yogagnau. Jnana deepite sneheneva pradipe viveka vijnanena ujjvala bhavam apadite pravilapayanti ityartaha. By removing the upadhi, they just make everything merge inside. This is atma samyama yoga. Now, the next shloka. This shloka we have already read, right? Dravya yajnastapo yajnaham.
Dravya yajnastapo yajnaha.
Yoga yajnastatha pare.
Yoga yajnastatha pare.
Swadhyaya jnana yajnascha.
Swadhyaya jnana yajnascha.
Yataya samshita vrataha.
Yataya samshita vrataha.
Samyamo nama ध्यान धारण समाधयः एते त्रयः एकस्मिन् विषये एकीकरणमिति योगशास्त्र प्रसिद्धिः. अत्र तु इन्द्रियजय एव संयम शब्देन कथितम्. एतं योगिनः प्रत्याहारमिति कथयन्ति. संयम मीन्स ध्यान धारण समाधि in yogic language. Putting your attention in one thing is samyama, concentration. And holding it in your mind is dharana. and nothing else is there, it shines forth, it is samadhi. So this is the yogic definition. Here it is indriya jaya is samyama here. Senses are all transcended or put in order, that is samyama. Now Bhagavan says, dravya yajna. You have so much money or so many things are there. With that you do yajna. That is dravya yajna. With that, swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Whatever you have, with that you do puja to Bhagavan. This is dravya yajna. Tapo yajna. You do not have anything. Those who have renounced the world, they have nothing of their own. So the only thing that they do, the yajna that they do is tapasya. So tapasya itself is a yajna. Do japa, dhyana, everything is a yajna. Mauna is a yajna. Japa yajna is very great. Bhagavan himself said, yajnanam japa yajnosmi. The greatest yajna is japa yajna. You chant Bhagavan Nama, that is a yajna, that is a tapasya. So, dravya yajnaha, tapo yajnaha, yoga yajna, all these we have spoken already. Yoga yajnaha, then swadhyaya yajna. See, in this shloka he is condensing everything. All these, by doing these things, samshita vrataha. The sadhakas purify themselves. We should have a combination of all this. Whatever things we have, with that we have to serve Bhagavan. And with tapasya also, we have to do yajna. And with yoga abhyasa also, we have to do yajna. And by shastra jnana also, we have to do yajna. Thus, all our time, by physically serving, by doing spiritual practice, by doing yoga abhyasa, by study, all this combination makes sadhana. From morning to night, you have various combination of spiritual practices. For some time you meditate, for some time you do japa, then you have puja, then you have swadhyaya, then you go and serve in the world also. In the way, whatever way you can. That is also a yajna. Like that, all full time, your body, mind is utilized for a higher purpose. Then, it becomes pure. Through yajna, great purity comes, that is samshita vrataha. Shita means sharpened. Vrata means tapasya. So with that, their vrata is sharpened, purified. Their mind becomes more and more pure. Tikshni kritani vratani. Their spiritual habit becomes very, very strong. Tapasya is not attained by a few days. Satu dirghakala nairantarya satkara sevito dridabhumihi. Even to catch hold of a habit to do japa, so many years without getting bored, santatam shalippara santoshamagave. As Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi said, constantly, without getting bored, without getting exhausted. You should not be what they call stressed out. Santosham, and with great joy. You practice spiritual practice, you do. If you can do 2 hours meditation, do only 1 hour. That is enough. But do it. Like that you practice, and slowly let it be your swabhava. Then you have achieved something palpable in your life. It has become your character. Character building is built by the bricks of habits. One by one, you change the brick. put a new brick. Small activities. Like that, this entire life should be overhauled spiritually. This we can do. So this Bhagavan is continuing. Apane juhvati pranam.
Apane juhvati pranam.
Prane panam tatha pare.
Prane panam tatha pare.
Pranapanagati ruddhva.
Pranapanagati ruddhva.
Pranayama parayana.
Pranayama parayana.
We have already spoken about 5 vayus: prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. That which goes down we call it apana, that which goes up we call prana. So, this is a yoga shastra which you have to learn from a yogi. If I say something and tomorrow you practice it and some problem comes, I am not responsible. Because Yoga Shastra should be learnt directly from an expert. So, apane juhvati pranam. Bhashyakara says, the prana is done as a poured, as an oblation, homa, into the apana. Prane apanam. And apana is poured as an oblation into prana. Thus, slowly the breath control is gained. See, this is a great science. Slowly we become aware of the pranapana gati in our body. Only for great meditators, those who are awake, there is a word in the Buddhist terminology, they say mindfulness. The person is very alert, very vigilant. You don't control prana, you don't even use your fingers and keep it in the nose, nothing. You just start observing the pranapana gati. Even to observe it and find what it is, so many years you have to sit in solitude and see. And some yogis say the person is only observing prana, and they say after some years he will hear the noise of prana with such great volume. He will hear the prana going inside and operating in every area in the body. That is how these Ayurveda, the Shastras were developed in the beginning. Because now they take a dead body, cut it open and learn everything inside the body. But you cannot learn how these things works when it is alive, by operating it. So you need a body which is alive. That is why when they do surgery, then also the students will be there. With our body they will learn. And nowadays they also show us what is happening. Heart surgery or all these things you can see. So this is objective science. Now, this is an entirely subjective science, yoga. So here, you are the subject, you are the object, you are the observer. Who is this observer? We do not know. And who is this we who do not know? But the observer is there, the body is there, the prana is there, the mind is there, the intellect is there, and you start a simple learning. If you are doing yoga yajna, the simple learning, no other thing, just looking at the breath, how it works. How it enters the nostril, goes inside, and comes out. Goes inside and comes out. And they say it will become a vehicle for you to travel inside the body. Go inside and observe alive your own limbs, your own heart, liver, everything you can become aware. But that 1 day, 2 days, you cannot do. But that is not our purpose also. So you become more and more alert and you understand this energy realm, the realm of energy behind the physical sheath, the Annamaya Kosha. Just behind the Annamaya Kosha, there is great traffic. So much of flow is there. So the person becomes so alert, wakeful about prana, the prana mandala. And the mystery is, first you look at the prana and see how the prana flows inside the body. Then, I don't know whether I should say this, then the person sees that the prana is a world. All the Gandharvas, Kinnaras, Vidyadharas are all there in the prana mandala. It is no more inside the body. You start observing it in the body, then suddenly you see that body is only a surface leaf floating in the wind in the space. Now you see the prana mandala extends far, far beyond the body. And the prana mandala, we cannot say where it merges into the mind, and you cannot say where the mind becomes prana. So this is anyway very exciting thing. But spiritual practice, as a spiritual practice, it is greatly helpful to sit observing the breath. Then you not consciously doing anything, you will find the prana is pouring into the apana, and apana is in turn pouring into the prana. Like generally we will say, like people devotees go inside Arunachaleshwara temple. They go inside, have all worship from Kambatalayanar to Sannidhi, and they come out through another door. Like that, this prana, by what principle, by what order, we do not know. The moment the body which is alive happens, this prana goes inside. However great a yoga teacher you are, after dead, the person is dead, blow it inside, it will not go. This ventilator, they will ask, how many days you need your father? So many days we can keep blowing, not alive. Like that you do pranayama, nothing will go inside. But when you are alive, the prana, like devotees going inside the temple, they go inside, worship every center. Like Kambatalayanar, right from here to Arunachaleshwara in the heart, then Chandigeshwara and come out. Then again go inside, come out. Go inside, come out. Go inside, come out. And who is doing? Today Sunday leave. No. No holiday, no control, nothing. Perfect order. So you need not give any order to prana. It is a very intelligent force. It is filled with intelligence. It is not a Jada Shakti. So it's a very intelligent force. So you become alive of the breath that you are drinking, the wind that you are drinking. You are drinking Vayu Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is entering into you through Vayu, going inside and worshipping the Yajna Purusha, Adhidevata, and coming out. So this great divine process is happening. You sit somewhere, you need not go any temple, read any book, just to read this one book. Worship in this one temple and see the grandeur of the phenomenon that is happening. You'll be awestruck. You don't need any other entertainment. Just looking at these things. See, why we are not able to look at it? Because I want to look at the mobile, I want to read the book, I want to talk, I want to do this, that. All these things are distracting, playing on my brain, that I am not able to do a simple spiritual practice. It should be utterly simple, because you can become aware of this simple. You need not be even a bhakta. You need not have even faith. You need not believe that you are breathing. Belief is not needed. Just stay and look at the breath. Train yourself to look at it. Observe it, observe it, observe it. Simple sadhana. Then you find that this process is already happening. Prana is pouring into the apana, and apana in turn is pouring into prana. Apane juhvati pranam, prane apanam tathapare, and pranapana gati ruddhva. This nirodha, you cannot practice for long. But nirodha happens. Nirodha here means only order, not complete stoppage. Nirodha means, then see, when you see the pranapana gati, then you will see how much block is there inside. The prana flowing road gets blocked by psychological knots. Some stress, some ignorance. That is why you sit for observing prana. Today go and see doing it. Few seconds you will say, I have this work to do. After that I will sit. Then where? Next year. Only that is very, very difficult. Most simple sadhana, very, very difficult. You need not do japa, you need not read. Just look and observe the flow that is happening in your nostril. Not my nostril or another person's nostril. We don't know. சாதாரணமாக சொல்லுவாளே, புதுசாக எங்கேயோ அமெரிக்கான்னு வந்திருக்காமா, வாத்தியார் வந்து சுக்லாம்பிரதனம் விஷ்ணும் மூக்க பிடிச்சுக்கோனா வாத்தியார் மூக்க பிடிச்சிட்டான். என்ன பண்றது? அதனால கொஞ்சம் ஜாக்கிரதையா இருக்கும். You have to observe your nostril, how the wind goes inside. Feel it. Very simple sadhana. What is the problem? Desire, attachment, aversion. Then you find that mind is subtle prana and prana is grosser mind. Mind disturbs prana every moment. Overeating disturbs prana. Too much fasting will also disturb prana. It needs great sanyama, concentration, freedom, free time, all that to do such a utterly simple spiritual practice. If you can do this practice, you don't need any initiation, any guru, anything. உங்க மூக்கு பார்க்கறதுக்கு வேற யார்கிட்ட எதுக்கு உபதேசம்? உள்ள போற பிரெத் பிராணனை பார்க்கறது. You can see it. You can look at it. then you find that becomes a great yajna. So certain people, then you see that it is very difficult, then you have to chant some mantra. Soham hamsaha, like that people train. When the breath goes inside, they say soham. Actually, that is not needed, because that is also a distraction. Just you have to observe that sort. So that is a simple practice we can do. Apane juhvati pranam, prane apanam tathapare. Then pranapanagati becomes rhythmic, perfectly mild. Then we see the prana from here, it will go up to the Mooladhara and then flow back up to Sahasrara. In Lalita Sahasranama, you will see a process that from Ajna it comes down, then from Mooladhara directly go to Sahasrara. Actually, this also is happening inside, this process. The breath goes inside and then goes to the brain also. This process is there, but you become more and more aware of this, and this can be done by only Parayanaha. Those who have offered their full lifetime for spiritual practice, only they can do it. Even for a scientific experiment, you need full involvement. Nothing else you should do. Full concentration, full attention to do that experiment and find out. This is already you have the subject with you. You should have full attention. Then you are catching a hold of the life force. It is called a life force, right? Ayuhu. In Prana, Ayurveda we say. Ayurveda, people think it is Veda about lifetime. So many years is we call Ayu. It is not Ayu. Ayu means Prana. The knowledge of Prana is Ayurveda. When a child is initiated to Yajnopavita Samskara, Upanayana, then the father asks his son, from whom will you learn? Kasya brahmachari asi. This is a question. From whom are you going to learn? யாருக்கிட்டேருந்து படிக்க போறேன்? Naturally, இந்த பிரம்மச்சாரி சொல்லணும், வாத்தியார்ட்ட படிக்கிறேன், வாழ்ட்டு படிக்கிறேன், பாடசாலையில் போய் படிக்கிறேன். No. You know what the brahmachari has to answer? He says, Pranasya brahmachari asmi. I am going to learn directly from Prana. Prana is my guru. From Prana I will learn. Pranasya brahmachari asmi. It's a great samskara. It's kept alive. So you become familiar with Prana. Then you communicate with Prana. Then Prana gives you entire secret of life. So this is Prana Yoga, and this is Pranayama Parayana, means one who has offered his entire energy for learning from Prana is a Pranayama Parayana. So that subject is over now. Now comes another aspect of pranayama. We have some mantra also here about Pranagnihotra. Shraddhayam prane nivishto amritam juhomi Shivo ma visha pradahaya pranaya swaha. This is the elaborate mantra. We generally say only pranaya swaha, apanaya swaha. So with great Shraddha, you are offering your attention to prana, like that. So now, Ahara Yoga. Apare niyataharaha
अपरे नियताहाराः
प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति
प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति
सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदः
सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदः
यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः
यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः.
There are some yogis, they are doing one spiritual practice. You can do spiritual practice with food. You can do spiritual practice with prana. You can do spiritual practice with books also, reading, swadhyaya. You can do tapasya by sleep also. All these corners must be touched. Every aspect of you are dealing with life. So anatma chintanam tyaktva. Anatma chintanam is what? Instead of directly paying attention to this, pay attention to Pahalgam. Or what do they call? IPL. What is it? Yes. Very interesting thing. Day before yesterday night, I was totally unaware of this thing. This match. So night by 11:30, dum, everywhere some dynamite is blasting. So I woke up and looked at one corner because some temple utsava will be happening. No. This side also happening, that side also happening. Then I thought, is it January 1st? No. Then I again, actually it happened. Then I was thinking, is it Christmas? No. Then what is it? Is it some Yugadi? That is also not. Then I went and woke them up. I said, see, Pakistan is bombarding. So it's all over now. Very peacefully we can end. We will call everyone and tell everybody that now peacefully we know. So sit and do Bhagavad Nama Japa or Dhyanam. This is the right. Then he said, it's a cricket match. Oh, cricket match. So Karnataka has won. So who played from Karnataka? Nobody played from Karnataka. Then how do you say it is Bangalore? Simply name only five players from some foreign country, and then 6 players from India. That two from Karnataka, 1 did not play. So this is the thing. So again, simple thought that we have won by the name. And the game, it happened in Bangalore. No, somewhere else. So no connection, but Abhimana. This is ours. So much of, see what happened yesterday because of that Abhimana. Very sad. And nothing ennobling or elevating or anything. Simple expression of expansion of one's self-image. Nothing else. So this is the problem with us. We get distracted. We have our life to look. We have our life to deal, which Bhagavan Ramana used to say, Vanda Velaye Paru. Everyone looks after their life perfectly in a good way. All will be happy. So this is very important. So here, to pay attention on one's own life, you should be absolutely undistracted. A person, such an undistracted person, here Bhagavan said, Parayana. See, spiritual person is one aspect, and spiritual Parayana is different. You get knowledge from Satsanga and go back and live in the world. You are not a Parayana. But when you take that knowledge, by intellect you think that knowledge, by mind you have bhavana of that knowledge, by your abhimana you meditate on that knowledge, and you burn your boats and whole life is for that, then you become Parayanam. Tad buddhayaha, tad atmanaha, tannishtaha, tat parayanaha. This is Parayanatvam. So here also, that also comes later on. So that Parayanatvam is about which Bhagavan is speaking here. So here you can take anything in your life to lift you. A vrata. Vrata means this is my, I have got something very ennobling to do. No outside mission. Mission is also with you. So your body, your prana, your senses, your intellect, you have sufficient job to do. Work with them. Spend much attention on them. So there, tapasya. We should do tapasya. What is tapasya? Annam pranam chakshushrotram mano vachamiti. As the Taittiriya Shruti says, the first thing that I should do tapasya is with annam. What to eat, how much to eat. There also everybody will give us advice. We should wake up to that. See, when Rama goes to see Shabari in Valmiki Ramayanam, Shabari was a Shramanika, a nun, a monk. She was very old. We can say she must be about more than 90-95. At that age, Rama is asking her, have you got full control of food habit? He is asking her about various kind of tapas. So he is asking, have you got full control of food habit? Aharasya niyataha te tapothane. O great austere mother, is your ahara niyama perfect? So that we have to work on. In the sense, somebody has told something that we do, not like that. We have to find a ahara niyama with which we can all our life live, which will help us spiritually. Tomorrow is Ekadashi Upavasa. Certain people, it fits very well. They do very clear Ekadashi Upavasa. I know certain spiritual seekers, austere people, they will not do Ekadashi. But their everyday food is a highly disciplined food. And one monk whom I know used to say, I cannot again and again every 15 days think about changing. Every day it is a disciplined thing. And the body knows. It's a very disciplined way. So that he found like that. But every other day you are consuming too much food. Then one day fasting, certain people, that is a good tapasya. So niyataharatva. So this niyataharatva, certain yogis, they do ahara when you don't give food, then what happens? Prana eats prana. Prana consumes prana. Extra energy will be consumed. There will be a refinement inside. Prananu praneshu juhvati. Prana is offered into prana. Thus many tapasya Bhagavan elaborated. After elaborating all this, Bhagavan says, all these practices are spiritual practice. All these, many things that we spoke about, those who practice these things, sarvepi ete, all these practitioners, yajna vidaha, they know the secret of yajna. They know the secret of spiritual practice. And through those spiritual practice, yajna kshapita kalmashaha, they slowly remove all their blemishes through yajna. All their flaws through spiritual practice. So all these are needed for a normal person who is living in the world Every practice is needed. Now, next shloka. यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजः
यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजः
यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनम्
यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनम्
नायं लोकोऽस्त्ययज्ञस्य
नायं लोकोऽस्त्ययज्ञस्य
कुतोऽन्यः कुरु सत्तमा
कुतोऽन्यः कुरु सत्तमा
यज्ञशिष्ट अमृतभुजः. Those who consume anything after yajna, they are consuming amritam. So the real amritam is you sacrifice, you give to others, then eat. Kevala go bhavati kevala adi. There is a Vedic mantra which says one who eats alone is eating sin. Not giving to anyone. One who is eating doesn't mean only food, any enjoyment. Not sharing with others. He is consuming sin, agha. So, here, yajna, in any yajna, the shishta or the remains called purodasha is considered equal to amrita. In the Vedic yajnas, the purodasha is considered as amrita. Amrita means that which devas consume. It also means immortality. It purifies the mind. The food received after the offering to the Lord in the temple is highly potent. Such food becomes deified. It becomes completely purified. The prana content in it is very high. Here Bhagavan carries the same principle to the entire field of action. Whatever you do, do it as a puja, service to the Lord. And what you get as the remains is highly potent spiritually. Do your karma as a yajna. Live happily, joyfully on whatever is earned as the result of your action. This is the simple message by Shankaracharya in Bhaja Govindam. El labhase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. So this is one. There is a very interesting story of Kanchi Paramacharya. This ahara yajna, when you feed others, that is also a yajna. So generally, formerly, there was much dearth of food. So someone who has lot of money, wealth, he will do this yajna of feeding many people. That is a great yajna, considered as a very great yajna. You feed everyone. So now the days are changing now. Everywhere, Tiruvannamalai, every corner you will get food. So yajna, this giving food. So one day, one Brahmin came to Kanchi Paramacharya, Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami, and he told him, I want to do a Sahasra Bhojana. Sahasra Bhojana means feeding about 1,000 people. Invite 1,000 deserving people, feed them, give them food. Swami said, that is good. Our full Ashirvadam is there. The fruit was given to him. Phala Akshada was given to him and said, go and do. And one old lady who was also a very great devotee was there, standing near. After this person went away with tears, she went to Swami and said, see, I also want to do some, if not Sahasra Bhojana, at least 10 people, but I do not have that means to do that. Saying this, tears came out of her eyes. Then Paramacharya said, Yen, உனக்கு லட்சம் பேருக்கு போடலாமே. He said, not simply 1,000, you can feed millions of people, lakhs of people. You can do a great yajna. For me, how will I do it? He said, who said only feeding human beings are sacred? There are many creatures whom you can feed. You take a bag full of rice and wander about in Kanchipuram. Wherever you find ant hill, ants will be there. Thousands and thousands of ants will be there. Put rice there, they will eat. This yajna you can go on doing, they will be very happy. Because they are annagata pranaha. Human being, if you give food, they will say, ask money. They will ask clothes. They will ask other things. But for ant or dog, they are happy with food. So by giving food to them, they will be fully happy. So this old lady, this Amma, started feeding the ants. After some days, that rich man came back and said, by your blessing, I gave Sahasra Bhojana. Then Acharya said, நம்ம பக்கத்தில் லட்சம் பேருக்கு சாப்பாடு போட்ட ஒரு அம்மா இருக்கா. He said, there is an Amma with me who has given bhojana to not simply 1,000, lakhs of people. So this giving food to ants, see, actually we do kolam, Rangoli, that is also for feeding the ants. Because after this harvest, the season of harvest, that month, then the Agranishti come. In the Vedic Agnihotra, they do Agranishti. And that is after the harvest, this rice, everything is given. This Vishwarupa Yajna also like that. Vaishvanara Yajna, Vaishwadeva. So that is also for this. So, as a part of that Ishti, we are not doing that Ishti. So some great Mahatma has given an idea that with rice powder, you do kolam. All the ants will come and eat. And every day put some rice to crow. Like that somehow you do this yajnam every day in your life. So the Agraneshti is done, Vaishwadeva Yajna is done in a different way. It is somehow there in our life. So you feed the crow, you feed the ants, you feed. But if you put kolam with that rock dust, ants will not eat. Then some people, they use sticker. Utterly foolish generation. We think we are very intelligent. Fools. The purpose is defeated. Even you have lamp, with sesame oil, you light the lamp. In our village, almost every day, next day morning, neither will you see the wick nor the remaining oil. The lamp will be very clean. The mouse will come and clean it. We call it Krishanti. In Kerala temple, it is the assistant priest. It will come and clean the lamp. So that it is also, actually perhaps the purpose is only for that. Purpose is served. So this is Vaishwadeva Yajna in different form. You feed cows, you feed ants, you even feed mouse. these rats, they will get directly some grains from the field. So they will not come to house. That will be left there. This was the method in the former days. So all these creatures are fed by human beings. Bhagavata says, Natesham antaram kiyat. They do not have any difference between you and that creature. It's all same. The same self, Atma, is there. This is one form of Yajna which Bhagavata describes. So, now, evam bahuvidha yajñāः
एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा
vitata brahmano mukhe
वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे
karmajan vidhitan sarvan
कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान्
evam jnatva vimokšyase.
एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे.
Evam, Bhagavan says evam, thus. Means the yajnas have already been enumerated. They are bahuvidhaha, so many kinds, various kinds. And they are spread out in the Vedas. Vitataha. Brahmano mukhe means inside the Veda. All we have already discussed. A real yajna makes one experience God. All yajnas are born out of karma or action. And action is to be converted as yajna. Action is natural, and this yajna spirit comes by from knowing the spiritual truth. So, this is here Bhagavan concludes that various kind of yajnas. Now Bhagavan is going to speak about jnana yajna and how to attain that jnanam. That we will see tomorrow. One or two questions are there, not very serious. One question is, if our prarabdha is an obstacle to realization, can God change it? When you really hold to Bhagavan, you will not expect the prarabdha to change. One devotee had great problems, suffering in his life. And he was crying before Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. His name was G.V. Subramaya. He was from Andhra Pradesh. To him, Bhagavan Ramana said, "Why don't you be like me?" This is what he asked. Why don't you be like me? He said, Bhagavan, how can I be like you? See, I am a grihastha, so many problems. Then Bhagavan said, don't I have problems? Saying this, Bhagavan started narrating what all problems were there for him right from his coming to Tiruvannamalai to that day. At least a common grihastha as a simple setup, a house, wife, children, only that much. Bhagavata says it is like fighting from within the court, within the fort. But when you come out, you are in the open land. So much problems, so many problems he had, everything he told. And he said, I also tried to go away from Tiruvannamalai once or twice, but it didn't work. Because I was in Skandashram, a small ashram setup grew around me. I didn't like that. I wanted to avoid it. So I wanted to give it up. But then I found that some other ashram people will catch hold of me. So I better came and stayed back in Skandashram. And then I came down. What happened, you see? When the result of trying to avoid Skandashramam is Ramanashramam. A very big ashram grew around. Saying this, a Mahavakya-like thing Bhagavan told him, never try to escape from prarabdha. Because prarabdha is, in Mahabali says in Bhagavatam, when Vamana comes and suddenly he becomes Trivikrama, and he has, with 2 feet, he has measured everything that Mahabali had. And he's asking, where is the place for the 3rd feet? Then all the Asuras said, see, this Trivikrama has cheated us. We will fight back. Then Mahabali says, you fools, you do not know who has come. The Lord who gave us all this prosperity, when He gave, we all received it. Now He is taking them away. Why do you want to revolt? It is His. He only gave us, He is taking them back. Why should you worry? So many things were given to us, then we didn't think that He has given us. And when He is taking them away, no power in the world can stand against it. Saying this, he gives a list. Balena, Sachivaihi, Buddhya, Durgaihi, Mantra, Aushadadhibhi, Samadhibhi, Upayesha, Kalam Natyeti Vaijana. When that Kala Purusha comes before you, your strength will not work. You go and take advice from somebody, some sachiva, counseling, somebody is giving you advice. Nothing will work. Some buddhi, some jnanam, some knowledge, reading, nothing will work. Then somebody says, I will give you some mantra. You do chanting. See, all people will thrive in these things. So he say, you chant this mantra, problem will be solved. You go on chanting, that also becomes another problem. Because every day you have to do that, problem remains same. No mantra. Then someone says, you take this medicine, it will be all kind of medicines will come. Nothing will work. Then they say, first you Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda, nothing will work. Samadhibhihi upayesha. Then what should we do? You know that it is Bhagavan who has appeared before you in this form and surrender to Him. Then you see, He will bestow great spiritual benefit to you through that experience, which you will not have by your mantra japa, by your puja, by your reading, by your anything else. We don't know why this prarabdha has come. We always, our intellect is our authority. We think this is good, this is bad. All good things so many years we took. But one bad thing we say, oh, tension, stress, depression. The one who gave all these good things is giving you this one single bad thing. Just surrender. Then you will find you will gain the knowledge, the experience, the purity, the maturity, everything from that. So prarabdha, don't try to escape. Whatever may be the prarabdha, surrender to it thinking it is Bhagavan. Just hold on to Him. You just hold on to Him. One devotee, very close devotee of Kanchi Periva, Paramacharya, he had some great problem in his life. So he said, Periva, this problem is there, I cannot bear. Then Swami said, with great strength, he said, Yarodu prarabdhathuliyana adapadamata. Said, I will not interfere with anyone's prarabdha. Then he prayed, give me strength to endure. That I will give you. So this, any great Mahapurusha, you can learn this from them. Their prarabdha, they just took it, went through it. Don't revolt, don't react. You will react, you will revolt. But again and again, think about it, know that, and then try to go beyond it. By not thinking about it. By learning the lesson that it is giving you. It is not teaching anything, at least it will teach you that it is a nonsense. Vairagya will come. That itself is a great lesson. If you don't get any other lesson, you get the greatest benefit, that is Vairagya. You have so much difficulty in world, then you know that the worldly life is not pleasure. Anityam asukam lokam, that shloka you will understand. You are always dancing and enjoying, you won't understand that. You have so much pain. Iruthalai kolli nadu yerumbu. As Manikyavadakar says in Tiruvachakam, Iruthalai kolli nadu yerumbu. So you should imagine the weight of problem. You know what he says? I am like an ant which is trapped in a firewood. This side also fire, this side also fire. I am like an ant trapped in between. Where will I go? Fire is coming near me from this side and it is coming near me from this side. So this is worldly life. Who told you that worldly life can be very, very peaceful, joyful always? No Shastra told. You yourself imagine. That is why Bhagavan, you know why Bhagavan takes avatara? To display that his own life is full of problems. Rama avatara, Krishna avatara, all problems. Krishna was, even before taking birth, problem started. His father and mother was inside jail. And from the day, the night when he was born, from that night problem. The child was taken from the jail to Gokulam in heavy rain. Problem. Till his last day. So, prarabdha, don't, one method is, listen to others' prarabdha. Then you will know your prarabdha is very less. Compared to that, no problem at all. This is one method. So, don't think too much about one's own problems. Why is the spiritual faith so hard for those of us who are deeply sensitive? I don't know what they mean by sensitive. Sensitive means spiritual sensitivity is very alertness, it is a very refined quality. Our sensitivity is a mixed blessing. I don't know what they mean by that. How to remain grounded. So this question itself is a little difficult. When you are sensitive, sensitive means what they mean by that. When you become yogically meditative, sensitive, then certain things will affect you. If you are not really sensitive, you are not spiritual. If you are sensitive, problems will be there. If you mean by that tenderness, alertness, negative things, you become alert, you have to transcend it by spiritual knowledge. By spiritual knowledge, by jnanam only one will get grounded. The word grounded also comes from Yoga Sutra, bhumika. Bhumi, ground. Bhumika, labha. So alabdha bhumikatvam, not get grounded, is a problem in yoga. So the more and more you meditate correctly, you will find the stable ground inside where you will have firmness, sthairiam, stability. That one has to struggle and achieve, struggle and attain. Every spiritual sadhana, struggle is the mantra. Till you have clarity, till you find abidance, till you find peace within. So we will continue tomorrow morning, Vivek Chodamani, we will see. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva, tato na vachyam mama kinchidasti yathataveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvamatmanatham ramanam bhajami. എന്തെങ്കിലും റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്യണ്ടോ? ഇല്ലല്ലോ. റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്യണ്ടോ? പാടിയത് തന്നെ ഇന്നലെ ചെയ്തു സംശയം ഇല്ലല്ലോ.
जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. जयाद्य वैद्यगीते विषादरोगभाजे प्रदत्त सर्वतापहारि दिव्यभेषजे. जयाद्य वैद्यगीते विषादरोगभाजे प्रदत्त सर्वतापहारि दिव्यभेषजे. वेदकेदारजेसि भेदखेदादिरोगनाशनेत्यन्तशक्तमुक्तिभेषजा. वेदकेदारजेसि भेदखेदादिरोगनाशनेत्यन्तशक्तमुक्तिभेषजा. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. त्वमेव माधवोक्त समस्तभेदहन्त्री, साङ्ख्यकर्म भक्तियोगमुक्तिवारिधे. सततमात्मसंस्थं कलयमानसं त्वं विहाय सर्वचिन्तामिति प्रगायसि. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. स्वल्पमप्यधीता निखिलमोहजेत्री, सकलदुःखजालतूलसबलवातुला. त्वदीयदिव्यवाणी सततपरिनिषेवां, देवि दीयतां नो ब्रह्मवादिनी. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. अशेषवेदसारं सखापरात्मतत्त्वं, समरविमुखचित्तं सखायमब्रवीत्. त्वमेव साति गुह्या निरस्तमोहशोका, पुनश्च बादरायणेन गीतवैभवा. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. प्रपद्यमामनन्यं विमुञ्च सर्वधर्मान्, अशेषपापमुक्ततां त्वमाशु गच्छसि. अवाप्नुयाश्च शान्तिं स्थितिं च शाश्वतीं त्वाम्, इति प्रगर्जयन्तीं भजामि मातरम्. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते, जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्. जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्.